Good morning, everyone. Glenda Mollet here, and I'm in my craft room creating with you again today. We're going to use some poppies. We have Poppy Designer Paper, we have Painted Poppies stamp set, Peaceful Moment stamp set, and I have a card in mind that I saw online, so we're going to create it together. So just hang on while I make sure that we're oriented properly. And see who pops on with us. Alrighty, let's see. Nope, not that one. There we are. Yay! We're oriented properly. Oh, I don't like how that... Here, hang on. I'm going to move this over a bit, and then I'm going to adjust that because it was looking kind of weird. I just like to make sure everything is in the frame. There, that's better. Aha! Okay, I'm just watching myself adjust it. It's really funny. While I'm taking a drink. Okay. So, I'm hoping that some people will pop on. It's just coming on 10 o'clock. So we'll just see who shows up. This is, what day? Today's Tuesday, April the 7th, and I just sent out my weekly update with information on virtual classes and ordering and the new ornate garden bundle and lots of good stuff. Okay, well, people can watch and jump in when they get here. Let's just carry on with life. Okay, I'm just checking out my computer here because there seems to be a glitch. I'm hoping it's just my computer, and that, man, the internet has been so busy lately. Everybody's staying home and streaming stuff, which is good, except when I need to do stuff online. Anyways, so we're going to use Poppy Parade, Whisper White, Old Olive, another piece of Whisper White, a piece of Flirty Flamingo, and one or the other of these pieces from the Peaceful Poppies Designer Paper. Morning, Sharon. And then we're going to do a flower and a leaf. This is designer paper from the same package, just the reverse of it. And if this turns out to be too dark, I've got more of this one because we need a leaf out of that. So, card base is Poppy Parade, 8.5 by 5.5. I've scored it in the middle. Just going to fold it over. Apparently I didn't do a very good score job because it's not in the middle. But it's okay, we'll force it to be in the middle. Yeah, you know, sometimes things just don't work out the way you wanted them. So I had my virtual team meeting last night. We had a lot of fun creating a really cute card. Let me show it to you. So this was designed by one of my teammates. It's a Grace's Garden Seed card. So inside here, is a package of seeds. And when you take the seeds out, then it has the happy birthday sentiment in there. And then it's held, the front is held up with the foam strips. And then when you send it, you just pop your seed package in there. Of course, you get a seed package that is bigger than mine, so that the whole thing has the floral image. And then apparently you're supposed to coordinate the color of your flowers with the colors in the seed package. I didn't do that. Oh, hi, Lisa. Yeah, so we made this last night. It's really cool. And then I also received a card yesterday from another team member, and these ladies have all become my friends, and she just wanted to send me a card to brighten up my day. This one was made by Louise. Isn't that cool? Yes, so I want to make this card today, and I want to make it duplicatable because I need to send out a whole whack of cards to some people that need to know I'm thinking of them. Okay, so we're carrying on. Oh, there's Monica. Hey, Monica, welcome, welcome. Okay, so this card has an old olive layer, and then we're going to do some stamping on this layer. But the designer paper goes on the front, on top of the old olive, and then it has an oval cut in the middle of it, and then an old olive frame around that so that you can see the stamping through. So I need input from you guys while I'm getting the rest of this done. Should I use A, small poppies, or B, big poppies? So just type in your vote and let me know what you think. The big poppy, A, the small poppies, or B, the big poppies. But meanwhile, we can be doing some other stuff. Gotta move my big shot over here so I can reach it. So the original card comes from Amy Koenders. And I have lots of this Poppy Parade designer paper, and being as it's coming up to the end of the year, I thought, well, I got to use it. So we're going to. This is the old olive layer. Oh, I should tell you what we're using. We're using Painted Poppies stamp set, Peaceful Moments stamp set. So the one today that I am going to do is Life is Better with a Friend Like You. And then I got a whole bunch of congratulations ones that I have to make as well. This is the painted label dies. Well, some of them are the painted label dies. That we're going to use those. We're going to use stitch rectangles and some layering ovals dies. So there's the rich stitch rectangles and the layering ovals. So the stitch rectangles has all different sizes and thicknesses, and for the stamp that I want to use, none of them are perfect, so we're going to double stamp or double die cut so you can see how to get the size you want out of what we have. Oh, there's Val. Welcome, Val. So I want to make a thin oval frame. So you just pop both ovals on. Now this is the layer that we're going to use on top of the Poppy Parade, and then it's going to get covered up with a piece of Whisper White. So we're just going to make use of that entire layer. I used to not be able to do that, cut holes in layers, but I forced myself to start doing it, because why waste that entire layer of cardstock when you can cut stuff out of it. There, so I cut the frame out. So there's the frame, and this is the piece that is left out from the middle of the frame. So now we have a lovely oval to use on something else as well, because we don't need that piece for the card. So I'm just going to stick it over to the side. This piece we do need, and we're going to need to put it on top of the designer series paper. So I'm just going to put the Tombow dots on now so they have a chance to dry and become clear and make us some lovely little glue dots. Oh good, I'm not Tombow challenged today. Sometimes when I'm doing my Facebook lives, I get a little carried away and this glue goes everywhere. But not today, it's being good. Or my hands are being good. So I'm just going to let that dry now till they become clear, because although those little dots, when they become clear, they turn into little tiny glue dots, and when you put them on, you know how Tombow goes if you have too much glue on? That doesn't happen when you do that because they're already solidified. Okay, so now we can put this layer on here. Ah, Val. Well, you know, it is an acquired taste, and you have to practice with it. Now, don't forget, ladies, I need you to vote on which designer paper to use. This one is A with the little poppies, and this one is B with the big poppies. I didn't used to get along with Tombow either, but with more practice, it is my go-to when I'm trying to put on something small, because you can get such tiny drops with it, but you can't squeeze too hard. You got to be very, very gentle with it. It takes a while, but it's like everything else. The more you use it, the better you get at it. Or just use the adhesive sheets or little tiny pieces of tape or glue stick, whatever you have. It all works. All right, so this is going to go on here, even like that. Uh-oh, it moved. Whew. Okay, that's another thing that happens a lot, is the undo has to come out. Okay, we have one vote for B. Big ones. Oh, there's Lena. Good morning, Lena. Okay, I just lost my rabbit ear. As usual. It's a good thing I know how to fix that issue. Okay, so we have that. Now, this goes on next, right over top, and we're going to stamp these, because once we decide which of these two, A, small poppies, or B, big poppies, then that gets an oval frame cut in it and goes over top, and then the olive one, the olive frame, goes over top of that as well. But I can stamp this now, and we can do some coloring, and then I can just move it around if it's not centered once we decide which designer paper we want to use. Don't forget, A, little poppies, or B, big poppies. Okay, if I leave this over here, will it help? Can you see it if I put it over there? A, little poppies, or B, big poppies. Let me see what it looks like on the screen. Yeah, you can see. You can. Maybe if I put the white in between, it'll be better. You can differentiate it more. There. Okay. A, little poppies, or B, big poppies. I just stuck my arm in my image. I have an off-white shirt on today. See? And I just stick my arm in there. Okay. Stamping with Memento ink. Oops, get that out of the way. Now, normally I would take let me get my stamp set out here. I would take the blotchy and put it in there, but let's just stamp or color because it doesn't take long to color it. I think there's enough blotches on the designer paper. And you don't have to be too precise with your coloring. And if you don't, I'm using Poppy Parade Stampin' Blends, but if you don't have Stampin' Blends, you can use your markers. You could use a blender pen with the ink from your ink pad. You could use an aqua painter with rubbing alcohol in it. There's all sorts of different ways you can color these. Or you can use the blotches. And you could do 2 different colors if you did blotches. You could do, well, you could actually do 3 or 4 different colors. Because if you did Poppy Parade full strength, and then did Poppy Parade next generation stamping, like stamp it again without re-inking, then you'd get those 2 different colors, and then you could add I don't know, Flirty Flamingo or something to them and stamp that twice as well, so you'd have 4 different colors in your poppies. I love, love, love this stamp set. And the dies. And the paper. And you know what we haven't used yet? I've got the elements and I haven't even used them. I should haul them out and show you what they look like. Well, maybe next time we can create something with the elements. So I'm only doing 4 Facebook Lives a week now. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm reserving Wednesdays for other things. So this week I have my virtual club, stamping club happening tomorrow, which was Wednesday. And then Thursday we're doing the Grace's Garden class. And then, so Thursday I'll do another Facebook Live in the morning. And then I'll have my class in the afternoon. That's a private Zoom event. So anybody is welcome to take it. I prep the kits for you without the stamping. That didn't take too long to color. So I prepped the kits for you without the stamping because I'm not allowed to do stamping in kits. And then if you already own the bundle, the kits for 2 cards is $10. If you don't own the bundle, then the bundle plus the kits is $85. And if you live out of town, shipping, postage is included on both of those options. But if you want to do that, let me know by noon today because I'm doing my prep this afternoon for it. And if you live out of town, I know you won't get the kits in time, but as long as you've paid for it, you'll get exclusive link to the Zoom where I do them step by step and you can watch it anytime. Okay, so Valerie made a big long comment and I can't read it on my phone. I'm finding with this self-isolation that I am using sets I haven't used, ones I haven't used for yonks. I'm assuming that says years. Wow, you're way ahead of the game. I'm going to do a whole whack of them. And I've gone back to some favorites from the annual catalog too. Okay, Valerie says, B, did we have any more votes on which designer paper to use? A or B? A or B? Last chance. Last chance to comment. Okay, so I'll give you one more minute to comment while we stamp the floral image on this piece of designer paper. These are both pieces of designer paper. So this one is the reverse of A, and this one is the reverse of another one. So on the back side, I'm just going to stamp this. And then we're going to die cut it. And then I'm going to stamp the leaf on the green one and die cut it. I'm going to try and use up some of the light spots on this. And if we decide that this is too dark, I've got more of this paper. There we are. Oh, Lena says A, so we have one for A and one for B. Okay, somebody needs to do the tie. Need a tiebreaker. I'm going to get my dies out to cut these out. Now comes the fun part. Figuring out which belongs to which. Maybe. Oh, really? There it is. I was right. I just had it going wrong. Okay, so we're going to cut that one out with that die, and then we're going to cut the leaf out with the leaf die. And I'll just run that through my machine. Oops, the leaf moved. Okay, the leaf moved. I have to put a little bit of washi tape on it. Because I don't want it to move once I get it onto the machine. Oops. Oh my goodness. There, now don't move. All right, going through this in the big machine, my big machine, the Big Shot. Okay, so we don't have a tiebreaker. Vote on which one to use. So I'm going to take them both. I'm going to put them behind my back. And I'm moving them around. Don't know which one is which one. And I'm going to use this one. We're using the small one. That was very technical on how I chose that. Okay, so now we take the designer paper and the small, remember we made the frame with the largest and the next largest oval. So I want the small one, the small oval now. I'm going to cut. I have to do this so it's facing me. Ovals are really quite difficult to get so that they line up, so that they're straight. Because sometimes you get the oval and it's off. Okay, so that's going through the machine. Very gently so I don't move it. Okay, now had I known we were going to choose this one, I would use this to do the flower instead of an extra piece, but that just gives me a piece to do the next one with. Okay, Get the dies out of the way. Bring in my card. Now let's put the frame on, because you see the glue dots have now gone clear, and it makes it so much easier to put onto your card stock, because you can manipulate it without worrying about the glue squirching out everywhere. Don't you like that word, squirching? Okay, I'm just pushing it so that it covers up all the designer paper. There. Now, oops. I'll just push it down. There we go. So that's framed. Now this is going to go in here like this. And then our sentiment is going to go at the bottom. And our flower here. So I just need to, let's do the sentiment and cut it out so I know how far up to put that, those stamped poppies. There's the sentiment. Isn't this a great sentiment? Especially for now when we can't get together with our friends. We can still let them know that we're thinking of them. So I'm just going to do it down here because I can use that other one up here for another card. You know, waste not, want not. Okay, so stitch rectangle dies. I don't know where I put the die. Hang on. There it is. So I had this one out. This one goes with the congratulations, but it's nowhere near long enough. So we need to find one that is long enough. Not quite. Okay. Not this one. There, that one will work. That's perfect. So now we're going to double cut this. We're going to take the cardstock and the die, and we're going to cut off the sides and the top. I just need to turn it so I need to make sure that it's straight. And I'm not worried about this because we're going to cut that off too. So now I'm going to run it through with the plate over top of the whole thing. Okay, step one is done. So now we have this. And this has got stitching on 3 sides. Now it goes into your machine this way. This way? Yes, this way. And this has to be kind of straight. And then you put the die back on this way and move it till it sits down into the stitching lines. Hitty your cat. Okay. Is that the name of your cat? I need to see that. Well, Lena, yours is the one we chose. Okay. Now, I've got it sitting down in the stitch marks, but I'm only going to put the plate on this much so that it only cuts the bottom and doesn't cut over top of the stitching on the top, which it isn't a big deal as long as you know you've got it lined up there properly. But if you don't, then this only cuts the bottom. But then, like, things happen and things fall and... Oh, yeah. And then, because it's straight, of course, then it doesn't cut. Ugh, go figure. So now I have to do it again. Hang on. sometimes it jumps so much that it doesn't get a chance to cut. Doesn't matter how slow you are. So I'm just going to angle it a bit before I start running it through. Did you hear that? That was it falling. There. It missed the stitch marks there, but oh my goodness. This does work. Really, it does. It works very well. So now I'm doing it upside down, sticking it back in where it was, and just going over the bottom so that it'll finish doing those stitch marks. Okay, ready? Here comes the bang. There we are. There we go. So, sentiment, done. Card base, then we put the poppies in here, covered up with the designer paper, which gets layered on there like that. And then we're going to put the sentiment here. So there's my poppy. So we have to put poppy on here too. And I can't put it. Maybe we don't need the poppy on here. What do you think? Can save the poppy? Oh, you know what I didn't do? Where's that oval? Because when Amy did hers, she did one of these underneath that. So I need to cut two of these out of this oval. I knew there was a use for that oval. There's one. And we'll do one more. One more. I want to lose my leaf there. Okay, got our pieces. Get rid of the scraps because they're distracting. Okay. Let's see what this is going to look like with these on, because they're not even. So they're different on both sides, both ends, not the sides. Both ends are different. So then we're going to put a bit of this one on, like that, and cut that off. Oh, that's going to work good. Okay, let's put the glue dots on. I want to attach it right to the sentiment. Whoops, that's a big glue dot. Come on. Okay, let that dry. Let that dry while we decide other things. Okay, so that is going to go there-ish. This is going to go here-ish. Sentiment is going to go right like that. Now, we have this and this. Can put it up there. Can put it down here. Well, that's kind of cool, having it there. Then we can put the leaf underneath like that. Or we can put the leaf up here. I like that. What do you think? Do you think that with the flower or without the flower? And his brother is Clunk? Okay. So we have Hitty and Clunk, poor things. Morning, Louise. I showed them your card when we first got started. Do you like this? With the flower? Say with flower or without flower. Because right now, while you're doing that, I'm going to put a little bit underneath the sentiment. Like that. And like that. With. One vote for with. Okay, now I just gotta just gently cut this, and I'm going to curve that and then just cut it off there. And then it doesn't look so lopsided. Now, dimensionals required. Okay, so everybody wants with. Yes, with it is. Now, Valerie, what did you say about your cat? Or your naming? Oh. Well, that's nice that you inherited that from your mom. I'm sure you share her sense of humor. Okay, so now we have to decide. We've decided flower, sentiment, flower, sentiment, and leaf. The next is to figure out where we want the poppies. I think they should go so that the sentiment just goes over the bottom of them. What do you think? Yes, I like that. Okay, tell me what you think. I can always change it up to the moment where I attach it. Okay. Now I'm not putting tape on all of this because I want to put this where I want it to be, and I want to be able to trim off any that is, see how it might hang out down past the bottom, and I want to be able to cut that off. So that, then this is going to go there. So it can go up as much as that, because I don't mind a little bit of white peeking through at the bottom here. Okay, now get it straight. I want the poppies to be on a hill. And just do another check. Okay, now I'm holding this in place. Where's my pencil? There. I just need to remove one of these so I have something to attach it to the back of the designer paper. No, it moved. You're not straight. You need to be straight. Straight, straight, straight. There. Okay, that's where it's going. Now, let's take off the other liners. And the secret when you're doing something in behind a piece like this, the secret is to have your cardstock, the white cardstock, big enough that you can move it around to where you want it. And then you just have to go at the back and cut off any that hang out past the edge of the layer that you want to see. See how easy that is? Okay, getting rid of the garbage. Now it can go on here like this. Get out the tear and tape. Now somebody asked me the other day if this tear and tape is a product of Stampin' Up, and yes it is. This is something that we sell. And it has a liner, so it allows you to do the rabbit ear thing, so you can move it around before you put it down 100%. And it's super sticky, so I especially like using it for 3D items or cards that are moving, have a moving part, because it holds together really good. All right, so now this just goes on here like this. And see how I haven't removed all the liners, so I can move it around where I need it, supposedly, before it sticks. Of course, it is on plastic, so you have to be really careful, because sometimes it'll move before you get a chance to put it down. Just like sliding on ice. Okay, that's not exactly straight. Really? Oh well. It is what it is. Maybe the next one will be straighter. I got it down too far. Yeah, I got it down too far. Yuck. Oh well. I will be fixing that, but I will not make you suffer through that fix, because it doesn't matter for attaching the rest of the card. Okay, so now I'm going to put a bit of Tombow on the back of my flower. And we're going to put this where we want it. Now I don't want it centered, I want it to be over that way as much as I can. Right? Like that. And then I'm going to lift up the edge, because I'm kind of controlling where I want the flower to be. Right there. Now it's on Tombow, so I have a minute or two to fix it if I don't like it. A minute or two. No, not that long. I have a few seconds. There, that's where it's going to be. Now, we'll put this on, and then we'll slide the leaf underneath it. Okay, cover up just the bottom of the poppies. Go a little bit over to this side. I like a little bit of white showing. Now, is it straight? Has to be straight. There it is. Now we'll put a little bit of Tombow. So we're going to slide this underneath like that. So I need a little bit of Tombow, and I don't want too much on here. Just a little bit. Because the more you have, the more it's going to come off when you slide it down under there. Right there like that. Ta-da! Now, to finish it, we need some bling. And I've already colored 3 rhinestones with the dark Poppy Parade Stampin' Blends. So we have a big one, and it just needs to go right there. We have a medium one over here, and a little one there. Now, that's awful empty, don't you think? Maybe we could put a butterfly in there. Now, what die set has that little tiny butterfly in it? Okay, I'm going to look. Nope, 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 nope. There it is. Nature's Thoughts has this little tiny butterfly right there. Okay, let's cut one out of Flirty Flamingo and see what it looks like. And if we don't like it, we can cut it out of Poppy Parade and see what that looks like. All right, so here's the cute little butterfly. Maybe we need 2. I'm going to cut another one. We might end up doing 3, you know? Do you remember when we used to have the pearls in a string? Those are always fun to put on the butterfly bodies. Maybe that one needs to go there instead of that rhinestone. Okay, let's just gently persuade that rhinestone to come up. Have another. Okay, do you like the butterflies? Butterfly yes, butterfly no. Yes to the flutterby. 1 vote for yes. I'm thinking just 1 though. I'm thinking 2 is too many. I think we need just 1 butterfly right there. Okay, now do I have some Poppy Parade here that I could cut one out of Poppy Parade and see? Find my die again. I put it back where it was supposed to be so I didn't lose it. What a novel idea. Okay, I'm cutting one out of Poppy Parade and we'll see what the difference is. Okay, now I'll put the die back so I don't lose it. Okay, so there it is in Flirty Flamingo. Clunk says 1. Oh, that's better. Yep, that's better. What about layering? One on top of the other. No, I like the Poppy Parade one better than the Flirty Flamingo. Okay, so now we're just going to lift his wings a bit. I can't put dimensionals on them because there's not much place to put dimensionals, but I'm going to put a couple of little glue dots. Oops, too much. So today's my shopping day. I have to go get groceries today because we have decided that Ted is not going out because of he has bronchial issues. He's already had pneumonia 4 times and we don't need him getting it again. Oh, look at that. Isn't that adorable? What do they call that? Adorabs. Isn't that adorabs? Oh, yeah. Well, I had to deliver club stuff yesterday. Took me a few hours because, of course, nobody's been able to talk to anybody for so long that we all decided we needed to chat. So there was a lot of chit-chatting happening when I was delivering my kits for club. Okay, so now we got the inside to do. Inside to do. Let's, first of all, stamp a poppy. I'm thinking that I was going to stamp this one, but I'm thinking that's too big. And then I have to do something about coloring it, but I have the blotch. But what about if we stamp just part of this on there? And you know those pink butterflies, the Flirty Flamingo butterflies we didn't use? We can see if they fit on the inside. Okay, bringing out my dirty paper. Going to, oh, see, look, I blurbed on it already. Oh, I'm going to put part of them on here. Like that. Now, that die set has a matching stamp set, and it has a butterfly, but a big one, and I don't, that's too big. Not thrilled with that. But we can put these two Fleur de Flamingo butterflies that I cut out. Like that, and put one on there so that it's angled this way and one angle that way. Yes, yes. But I'm thinking, need the blotch, the baby blotch, and a thing, and the Flirty Flamingo ink. Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to stamp the Flirty Flamingo blotch a couple of times, like that. And clean my stamp. Good way to clean it. Oh, I stuck my thumb in it. Thank goodness for black pants. Now we'll just do a couple of these. Now it has both colors in there. Angled the same way? Really? Well, now we have both colors in there. Like that. I like them in here. I think they're cute. Maybe one this way and one that way. Okay, let's get this in there first. So you guys can tell me. One butterfly or two, and angled separately or angled the same way. While I get my inside piece in. See if we can get this straight. Yeah, that designer paper on the front not being straight is bugging me. I'm going to definitely have to change that. Get out my undo and undo. There we are. Stick this in here. This paper does, the designer paper does have Flirty Flamingo in it, but not all over it. So that's why the back of this, where we cut the flower, that's why that's kind of Flirty Flamingo-y, because see, it does have Flirty Flamingo in the background. They're chasing each other, going towards the center of the white paper. Okie dokie. Yay, didn't lose any of my rabbit ears that time. Okay, butterflies, they've disappeared. You mean one here and one there? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, need to put some Tombow on them. Oh, they're not going to stay up like this. As soon as I close the card, they'll flatten, but that's okay. I still want to only glue up the bodies. Okay, number 1. Get rid of this dirty paper because it's dirty. Number 1 and number 2. There we are. Yippee doodles. Look at that. What a gorgeous card. Now, wouldn't you like to get this in the mail? I certainly would. Well, what do you think? Another card well done? So tomorrow's Wednesday, and I'm not going to do my Facebook Live in the morning, but I will be doing Facebook Live on Thursday as usual, but at 10 o'clock, and we'll create something. I never come up with what I want to do until like half an hour before, and then I'm scrambling to get all my supplies ready so that you guys don't have to sit there while I get my supplies ready. Well, that's it. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll post a picture of the finished card and on the in the comment section, and I will be up. I haven't uploaded yesterday's video yet, but I will. They will be on my YouTube channel. So if you want to redo it or rewatch the video, you don't have to search too hard for it. But you can also just click on the videos link on the side of my Facebook page. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and thank you, Louise. Thank you, Val, Lena. Who else was here? Who else joined me? Lena. I'm just scrolling back through the comments to make sure I didn't miss any. Sharon was here. Lisa. Lisa too. Lisa, my friend from back east. Thanks so much for joining me, ladies. I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I hope you get some time to be crafty, and then pop a card or two in the mail to friends that you know are self-isolating and can't get out and see people. I can't imagine life in an apartment right now, not being able to get out and socialize. Especially, you know, the ones that don't have balconies. How do you go outside and get fresh air? Anyways, thanks so much for joining me today. I know I keep saying this. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you again soon in my craft room. Bye for now.